Good evening, everyone. You are welcome to tonight's ICT problem solving webinar. Tonight, we'll be exploring how to type directly on a letterhead using Microsoft Word. The problem is that for a lot of us who are executive of organizations or who have to deal with letterheads, a lot of times we have to send documents, that's the electronic copies of documents, and oftentimes we are forced to first of all print the letterhead, then print on the letterhead, then scan it before we then send. Meanwhile, if we have the letterhead, we can actually go ahead to just type out using our regular Microsoft Word and send the document via email, making it into a simple process what could have taken 3 or 4 other tedious steps. Hopefully this will be a brief session, and without further ado, I'd like to jump straight in. To start with, I would load up my Microsoft Word, which I will then share my screen into. So I'm starting with a blank document. You should see my screen now. Yes. For the sake of this lecture, I'm going to switch it to a white background, though you can leave it as a black background. Okay. So to start with, you need to have your letterhead in either, I beg your pardon, in a picture format. So if you have a PDF version of the document, you can simply go to this website called pdf24.org, and from there you can download this application, which you can then use to convert to JPEG. You can see it here, JPEG. So you can use to convert your PDF documents to JPEG. This one with Microsoft Word only works with images, JPEGs, PNG, as the case may be. So having established that, if you have any issues with that, please reach out to me. I'll be glad to answer or find a way that is easier and more convenient for you. So to start with, you have to go and insert the PDF, the JPG, that's the image. For this tutorial, I've created a particular one that I'll be using on my desktop, which is this sample letterhead. So as you can see, there are very active margins in this document. So the first thing I need to do is that I need to adjust the borders. I'm so sorry about that. The network tonight has been very, very amazing. By way of a recap, I started by saying that for this process to work, the letterhead has to be in an image format, such as a JPG or a PNG. If for any reason the image the letterhead, I beg your pardon, is not in an image format, one can go to the website called PDF24. That's pdf24.org, and download the tool which can be used to convert the PDF to an image file, the letterhead in PDF format to an image file. So the next step after doing that is to go to Insert, click on it, then click on Pictures, then click on this device, and then navigate to where you have it. I prepared a sample letterhead to use, which is titled here Sample Letterhead. So you click on that and click on Insert. And once you do that, you end up where I am here. I've already done this, so I'll not go ahead and repeat that. So the first thing the person wants to do, once you come in like this, our goal is to type on this letterhead. So it's to adjust the borders to reach the edges. So you simply drag the borders this way. So it's this way. One. As you can see, the borders are not responding, and there's a reason for that. So it's actually to click on this square with a bow inside it. Is to click on it, then click on behind text. So once you click on that, you can then come and adjust the borders and they would respond with you. You can see they're responding now. Now, while you might be doing this, you might have the problem whereby part of the borders go beyond the edge of the page. Is to remember that once you see this arrow, this four corner arrow, it's a symbol that indicates you can move the entire document once you click on it. So now I'll just click on it and move it. You can see the edge has come. Then I'll adjust this edge backwards. Then click on everything to fit to my frame. Then I will then adjust this my edge. Okay. Now, when you click on the edge and you see this diagonal arrow, it means that the box will be moved both in its length and in its breadth. So as you can see, doing this does not align it to the edge because there's more of the height than the width. So to make it easier for me, I will just move just in the upward directionally with this arrow that points up down. So once I get to the top, I'm okay. Then I need to move sideways. Okay, you see, the lower border has also gone below the page. So it's to also come back here, reduce it, then take it up. So you can see the lower border has come. Then now take it up so that by the time you come back and adjust it, everything fits in. So I move this up, hover around this edge until it shows left, right arrows. I adjust it to the edge as well. I do the same to this edge, and I do the same to the bottom edge. So as it stands, we formatted the image now to occupy the whole of our page, and this is a good first step. So the second step now is to put the text in this letterhead. So how do we go about it? It's quite simple. Under this insert is to come to text box. So click on text box. Then you can use any one, but I'll go with simple text box. Now you'll notice that now once I hover so this is the text box. There's some placeholder in it already which we are going to change. For the sake of emphasis, let me delete that and type test space control AC then V. So you can see this is just test. Now you can see that this text box covers the writing behind, which is not the goal of our exercise. Usually it's often much better for part of the logo to show behind the text, it gives a measure of authenticity. So to that is very simple. The first thing is that we put our arrow until it's showing this up and down on the what's this thing called, on the text box border. So then you right click at that point. Then you can see these three things on top where you're using style, fill, and outline. So click on fill and click on no fill. You see that? You click on fill, click on no fill. Now, once you adjust this, you can see it has become, let's say, transparent. Any text underneath can be seen. So just for the sake of emphasizing, let's say I write Y. So you can see the text appears over it. So that's the goal of what we want. In the particular case you may be having, it would be beneficial for that. But if it's not, you can always go back and go to the fill and choose any color you want to reverse this action. So the next thing we need to do now is to also click on that same place, right click, then under outline you should put this and put it as no outline. And what this does is that whenever you print, even though you are printing a text box, the box does not show up in your printout, which allows your document to look authentic. For that, we're going to leave it and come back to that later as the instruction goes. So for the sake of okay, so now we have to adjust our text box. So for most people, they usually have some addresses, some names and addresses of some of the executives on the left side. So in that case, I can adjust it. I can adjust the text box down here. So remember to hover your cursor over any of the border lines, and when it turns into a 4-directional arrow, you click and drag. That's how I'm doing this. So let's say I want it here, then I want the lower border to come down here. I can do that. An important thing is to click on this and to click on the same icon we clicked on, which is this behind text. That allows you to maneuver it as you will. So I'm going to bring this down. So you click inside so the handles, the box handles appear, then you drag as well. So I'm going to drag it up to here, up to the edge here. Yes. So now that we've done this, I'm then going to, I'm going to just fill this with text so that it can, for the sake of our tutorial, so that we can have an idea of how it works. So text, okay. So Control C, text. Okay. So I'll just copy that, Control C, then Control V, text. So whatever you type in here is going to appear as text until the end. Okay, so it's very simple, right? So once I've done that, you can see the outlines are still showing. So I click inside, fix my cursor on one of the handles and right click, and I then go to outline, click on no outline, and you can see the outline disappears once I'm clicking outside of the diagonal box, and this is what it's going to appear when it prints out. And when you click with the outline appears so that you can have an idea of where the borders are. Alright, so now just for the sake of emphasizing the work we've done, I'm going to go ahead. So basically this is it. Now for the next step for most people, which is to insert their signature into the document, I'm going to reserve that for the next class, which is planned for Friday by 8 p.m. So before then, if you have any questions, you can always ask, so I can give clarification. So now, to convert this to a document that you can send, you can click on File and click on Save As and click on wherever you want to save it. For the sake of this, I'll use the desktop. So let me just use the word test letterhead. So since I want a PDF that I can send to someone, I'll then click the drop down box and click on PDF. So, and when I save that, automatically it opens the PDF for me, which is still opening, waiting for it to open fully. Okay, yes, that's open now. Okay, you can see this. It says just test. Let me share my screen so that you can see that. Okay, that's now visible. So you can see this is a PDF, test letterhead.pdf, and it says just everything we've typed out. The borders are absent and everything looks fine. This, I guess, is not the best of letterheads, but on Friday I should be able to get a better letterhead so that we can do a more practical approach. So this is all for tonight. If you have any questions, feel free, send me a message. I'll be glad to answer it. Or if you have any problems regarding ICT usage, please feel free to reach out to me. I'll be glad to be of assistance. Thank you. Have a good night's rest.